10 people can redirect the world's money, from electric vehicles and satellites to artificial intelligence and luxury fashion. The real question isn't who's the richest, it's where will the money flow in the next 12 to 24 months. Welcome to Billionaire Investment, where we decode how power players design capital. Net worth moves with the market. What matters more is the money machine. Core businesses, asset base, revenue pipelines, and upcoming spend. At the end, you'll get a KPI, key performance indicator, map you can track yourself. First, our strategy lens, strategic role, where they sit in the value chain, product, platform, or industry standard. What decisions can they make, and who do those decisions affect? Core assets, equity stakes, monopolies, and territory, how sensitive they are to stock prices, interest rates, and consumer cycles, plus concentration risk. Cash flow, sales, subscriptions, long-term contracts, and float, gross margin, and repeatability. Next 12 to 24 months, capital going into CapEx, M&A, buybacks, infrastructure, and energy power purchase agreements, or PPAS. KPI set, backlog, average revenue per user, ARPU, gross margin, capital expenditure to sales, and lead time. Goal, draw a power map to see where money is heading and who holds the edge. Now, Elon Musk. He's spinning a 4-axis flywheel. Tesla for electric vehicles and grid-scale energy storage. SpaceX and Starlink for orbital infrastructure. XAI for AI models and products. And X as the attention and distribution platform. His core assets are stakes in Tesla and SpaceX, highly sensitive to electric vehicle margins and space valuations. Cash comes from vehicle sales and megapack storage, Starlink subscriptions across consumer, enterprise, and government, launch contracts, and emerging AI deals. Over the next 12 to 24 months, the focus is commercializing Starlink for business to business, or B2B, expanding utility scale storage, and feeding compute fuel to XAI. The power move, convert recurring subscriptions into the engine that finances CapEx for launches, factories, and AI clusters. Risks, low-cost EV price pressure, compute costs, and regulation. Track these KPIs. Starlink, ARPU and subscribers, megapack output, and monthly launch cadence. Next, Larry Ellison is making a concentrated bet on enterprise AI in the cloud, turning Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, OCI, into the landing zone for multi-year AI contracts with very large customers. Core asset, equity in Oracle. Cash engine, database subscriptions, plus cloud, bundled with turnkey AI infrastructure deals. Over the next 12 to 24 months, Oracle will expand data centers contract by contract, sign first, rack later, pairing local incentives, PPAs for power, and modular architecture to cut cost per megawatt. The power move, secure prepayments and long-term commitments so remaining performance obligations, or RPO, the backlog, swells, while idle capacity risk shrinks. Key risks, the race against Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud, capital expenditure intensity, and electricity supply. Watch Cloud RPO OC. Gross margin, the share of revenue tied to AI, capacity utilization, PUE, power usage effectiveness, and time to rack for new customers. Meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg is driving two parallel rails. First, AI agents deeply embedded in WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook to automate customer care, personalize shopping advice, and enhance ad targeting, lifting ROAS, return on ad spend, and opening fresh B2B revenue from small and mid-sized businesses. Second, a long arc VR/AR path, virtual reality and augmented reality, spanning software, ecosystem, and hardware toward everyday use devices. Core asset, equity in Meta, cash engine, performance advertising, in-chat commerce, and business tools. Over the next 12 to 24 months, priorities are scaling agents, reliability, domain skills, and payments integration, building a marketplace of tools for sellers, and pacing Reality Labs' burn with the hardware cycle. The power move, turn messaging into a business channel run by AI. Risks, tighter content and privacy rules. XR extended reality still lacks a killer app. Track ROAS, active users and orders routed via agents, and quarterly losses at Reality Labs. Then, Jeff Bezos centers profit on AWS generative AI and uses Blue Origin as a long-range growth lever. Core asset, equity in Amazon. Blue Origin functions as an option on a bigger space contract future. Cash still flows from AWS, retail advertising, and cost-optimized logistics. In the next 12 to 24 months, the aim is to scale generative AI and agents on AWS, Bedrock, an agent platform, and enterprise-grade payments, data governance, and security, so customers' AI demand locks in long-dated data center consumption. In parallel, increase New Glenn launch cadence to secure commercial payloads and government awards. The power move, bind customers with multi-year commitments, capacity reservations, and service level agreements, or SLAS, instead of selling compute by the slice. Risks, intensifying AI infrastructure competition and consumer spending swings that dent retail margins. Track AWS generative AI revenue, ad revenue, launches per quarter, and the launch backlog. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, as Alphabet's conductors, are orchestrating an AI symphony. AI answers in search, ad optimization via models, YouTube fused with commerce, and Google Cloud selling enterprise AI solutions. Core asset, equity in Alphabet, highly sensitive to ad margins after traffic acquisition cost, or TAC, especially as AI changes results pages. Cash comes from ads, cloud, and YouTube. Over the next 12 to 24 months, the mission is to lift the value of AI-enhanced search without eroding advertising while growing cloud AI run rate and YouTube shopping. The power move, embed AI across the ecosystem to lock in both users and enterprises. Risks, antitrust, and compute costs. Track ad margin after tax, cloud AI run rate, YouTube shopping GMV, gross merchandise value, and CPM, cost per thousand impressions. Steve Ballmer plays a long hold game with Microsoft and optimizes his sports assets through the LA Clippers. Core assets, Microsoft equity plus the franchise and arena ecosystem. Cash drivers, MSFT dividends and appreciation, plus tickets, sponsorships, media rights, and event day revenue from the arena. Over the next 12 to 24 months, he benefits indirectly from Microsoft's Copilot and AI cloud momentum while monetizing the venue, dynamic pricing, premium seating, naming rights, and non-NBA events. The power move, combine technology leverage with sports operations to unlock ARPU. Risks, lofty valuations, and enterprise spending cycles. Track Microsoft AI revenue growth, ARPU, and revenue per seat, occupancy, and event break-even. Finally, here's your quick KPI map to self-track over time. Musk, Starlink, ARPU and subscribers, Megapack production, launches per month. Ellison, cloud, RPO, backlog, OCI gross margin, AI-linked revenue mix, capacity utilization, PUE, time to wrap. Zuckerberg, ROAS, users and orders via AI agents, quarterly Reality Labs loss. Bezos, AWS generative AI revenue, retail ad revenue, New Glenn launches per quarter, launch backlog. Page and Brin, ad margin after tax, cloud AI run rate, YouTube shopping GMV, and CPM. Ballmer, Microsoft AI revenue growth, RPU per seat, arena occupancy, and event break-even. Money isn't just numbers, it's permits, power lines, and the rules of the game. With this power map, you can see where capital wants to go before the headlines do. Bernard Arnault is fine-tuning the global luxury machine, pushing premiumization, opening iconic flagships, and defending top-tier gross margins. His core asset is equity in LVMH, Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton, cash engines, fashion and leather goods, wines and spirits, and watches and jewelry. Over the next 12 to 24 months, he shifts growth to South Korea, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, and high-end travel retail, pairing selective mergers and acquisitions, M&A, with tight control of artisanal supply to preserve scarcity. The power move, targeted price increases, and a thicker product mix margin, turning brand image into a protective moat. Major risks: wealth taxes, a regulatory squeeze on ultra-high net worth buyers, and a slower luxury cycle. KPIs to track: same-store sales in Asia, ex-China, inventory turns, segment-level profit margins, the revenue share from flagship stores, and the pull from tourism shopping. Jensen Huang is moving NVIDIA beyond a GPU vendor into a full-stack AI platform, from hardware to software to managed services. Core asset: equity in NVIDIA, ticker NVDA. Cash engines: AI racks such as NVIDIA DGX systems and the GB200 platform, software and subscriptions through NVIDIA AI Enterprise, and revenue sharing with major clouds. In the next 12 to 24 months, priorities are longer-dated customer deposits, a broader software ecosystem, governance, model optimization and security, and energy alliances to relieve the power bottleneck for mega data centers. The power move: lock customers into a tightly integrated hardware plus software stack so every upgrade drives more revenue. Risks: rival application-specific chips, ASICs, export restrictions, and energy bottlenecks that slow deployments. KPIs to watch: the mix of software and services as a percent of revenue, data center backlog, and delivery lead times. Warren Buffett is holding a massive cash option at Berkshire Hathaway. Steady insurance float plus interest-earning U.S. Treasury bills, T-bills, create dry powder for opportunity. Core assets: Berkshire Equity, ticker BRK, and anchor holdings in Apple, American Express, BNSF Railway, energy, and insurance. Durable cash flows with low leverage. Consolidated cash flow comes from insurance float, subsidiary profits, and dividends. Over the next 12 to 24 months, he'll deploy patiently when valuations return to reasonable, and he'll repurchase shares when Berkshire trades at a discount. The power move: capital discipline and timing. Risks: an expensive market that limits mega deals and leadership succession. KPIs to track: net cash, the insurance combined ratio, and the cadence of Berkshire buybacks. Put all 10 pieces together and 3 money rivers define the next 24 months. 1. Compute and AI infrastructure: capital flooding into data centers, hardware and software, where backlog, power purchase agreements, PPAs, and lead times tell the truth. 2. Space and connectivity: satellites, launches, and global internet. Whoever raises launch cadence and secures long-term payloads sets the beat. 3. Premium consumption, fat margins funding creativity, and M&A, same-store sales and inventory turns are the compass. Whoever controls these 3 rivers designs the breathing rhythm of the digital economy. Now, your KPI board for the next 12 to 24 months. Musk: Starlink, average revenue per user, RPU, and subscriber. Megapack output, launches per month. Ellison: cloud backlog, remaining performance obligations, RPO, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure gross margin, data center capacity utilization. Zuckerberg: return on ad spend, ROS, users and orders routed by AI agents, quarterly Reality Labs loss. Bezos: AWS generative AI run rate, retail ad revenue, New Glenn launches and launch backlog per quarter. Page and Brin: ad margin after traffic acquisition costs. TAP: cloud AI run rate, YouTube shopping, gross merchandise value, GMV, and cost per thousand. CPM. Ballmer: Microsoft AI revenue growth, indirect, ARPU and revenue per seat, event occupancy and break even. Arnault: Asia ex-China same-store sales, segment level gross margin, inventory turns. Huang: software and services as percent of revenue, data center backlog, shipping lead time. Buffett: net cash, insurance combined ratio, Berkshire buyback tempo. 3 systemic risks could recolor the map in the next 24 months. 1. Energy and grid capacity for AI. Shortages, slow PPAs and permits, or grid incidents, delayed data center handovers and higher costs. 2. Semiconductor and equipment supply chains plus export controls. Reliance on a few links. Foundry, packaging, optics, longer lead times, higher average selling prices, ASP, and AI schedules slipping. 3. Regulation and antitrust on AI and advertising platforms, stricter data transparency, privacy rules, and competition scrutiny, margin compression, and revenue model rewiring. Money isn't just numbers, it's permits, power lines, and the rules of the game. You've just seen the power map and cash flows of 10 power players. For the next deep dive, who should we unpack first? Musk with Starlink ARPU, Huang with the GPU cycle and the energy choke point, or Arnaud with Asian luxury margins. If this was useful, like, share, and subscribe to Billionaire Investment. Every quarter we update real KPIs, no hype.